Okay, my name is Zoe, and we attacked the problem of getting food to Mars by doing research to see what the astronauts would want, and they wanted more food. And step one for this was to identify the problem. And the challenge is to create a way to get food into space the right way. So we need to get food into space in a way to make sure it stays good and gets to the astronauts on time so they can eat. It needs to get to them in a certain way. The food can only last so long, and it takes a long time to get there, so we need a plan that will work. We need to do research and find a way to get our food to the astronauts. And step two was to identify criterion, constraints, and conditions that must be met to solve the problem. And we wrote that the food needs to get to Mars before it goes bad. It would take 6 months to get to Mars, and the food can last 3.5 years at most. The entire mission costs $6 billion, so we could expect that food getting there is a large proportion of that cost. You would need to use a rocket. The food must be in good condition, it must get to the astronauts on time, and it will need to have plenty of food for everyone.
Okay.
I'm Sarah, and step 3, brainstorm possible solutions. They have made bite-sized foods consistent of jelly or oils to reduce crumbling to see if they're good enough to send to space without going bad after getting to space. The astronaut said he was okay with eating the foods, but wanted a bigger choice of foods to eat. Generate new ideas for solutions. Run tests with more foods to see if they're good enough to go to Mars. Run tests with foods from different places to make a bigger menu for foods for the astronauts to eat. Send the foods to space to see if they're good if the test goes well, and try crunchy foods with less oils to see if they could work. And select the model. Run tests with more foods to see if they're good enough to go to Mars. The astronauts said they wanted a bigger variety of foods, so we need to test more food to make sure they can go into space. Run tests with foods from different places to make a huge variety of foods, so everyone has the foods they like. The plan I'm going to use is a plan to test more foods to see if they're good enough to go to space. What we would need to do is go to the store somewhere to buy different foods to see if they're good enough and test them with a test that uses space conditions until we find a variety of foods that are good enough to go to space.
I'm June, and step five is design a plan and model, design a detailed plan of your solution, and include the list of materials and detailed procedures if necessary. If you build a sketch or model, be sure to show in your video, or you can include a link here. A special test market to test food or better packaging for food, steps 1, get the foods to test. 2, put the food in some kind of metal that will stay shut and have the same type of climate as a rocket, probably like a freezer or something. And test the foods in extremely cold and warm conditions to see how long they'll last. If the foods work, send them to NASA for them to send out to space. Gather any new variety of food that hasn't been tested before the test. Use some metal stainless steel because your food's in the test. And then put the metal in,
You may make it closer.
And then put the metal in a freezer that extra cold, or put in a container in another container and put the melted metal for extremely warm conditions. If the foods we test work, we could send them to NASA for the food tests, and if test the foods out, and if the foods work, could send them the foods to space. And step 6, evaluate the plan /test and model. List the strengths and weaknesses of it. one strength of the solution is that the astronauts will get better and healthier selection of food. One weakness is that we don't know how many foods will work. Another strength is that we plan to make better packaging for the foods so that they will last longer. Another weakness is that if it doesn't work, it'll be a waste of money. And due to constraints discussed, changes are compromises if made to determine your solution and answer is to the challenge. And making better packaging and adding gelatin or oils will reduce crumbling. A bigger selection of food will make astronauts happier and possibly give some healthy options. By making better packaging, you could add a bigger selection of food so that our solution does answer the challenge.
Hello, my name is Mike, and I'm going to explain how we define the plan and model. Based on the results of the video,
Get someone for.
I'm going to try finding and talk about. An improvement to the solution could be to test foods on a smaller scale so there would be less waste. We test the foods in a small amount every 4 to 6 hours at first, and then are longer and longer to stay available. Step 8 is to share the plan. Making better packaging and trying new, healthier food options could motivate the astronauts to make the trip more fun. Adding oils and gelatin could reduce the crumbling of foods.
Oh, we forgot a part in our video, our models. Here's all the random pictures we made to show our steps. Bye.